Okay, now guys, I'm going to show you just a slightly different way to balance equations. So if we take a look at page 7, I'm going to work off page 7, but I'm also going to have a separate sheet of paper here with me, just because I'm going to show you what I refer to as my grocery list. So if I look at number 1, the first thing I do is put iron, figure out what my elements that I have down. So in my grocery list, I see that I have iron and oxygen. Okay. So my first task then is to figure out how many of each element that I have. So over on the left-hand side, I have 1 iron and I have 2 oxygens, because remember, your subscript tells you how many atoms that you have. So notice how my grocery list, but then I put those to the left. Now to the right is the numbers that I have on the right-hand side. So I have 2 irons, but then 3 oxygens. So it's kind of a quick way. We're trying to balance everything out. It's a quick way for me to say, okay, these aren't balanced. They're not the same number. First thing that I'm going to do is leave this iron alone, only because I can put any number here and not have to do anything to it. So I'm going to try to get my oxygens equal. So I have a 2 on this side and a 3 on this side. What can I multiply by? What is the greatest common factor between 2 and 3? In this case, it's 6. So 3 times what gets me 6? That would be a 2. Okay. Whenever we put my coefficient in front, I have to distribute it to not only the oxygen, but also the iron. And when we distribute, we multiply. So now I have 6 oxygens, but how many irons? I have 4 irons. So now let's go to this side and get me 6 oxygens. 2 times what gets me 6? And that again is 3, and that's 6. And now because there's no other element right there, I don't have to do anything else. But now I have to go back and fix my irons. I have 4 irons on the right-hand side, and I've only got 1. 1 times 4 gets me what? Which is 4. Okay. Let's do another one. Okay. Look at number 2. What does my grocery list look like? It looks like Zn, H, and Cl. I have 1 Zn on the left. I have 1 hydrogen and 1 chlorine. On the right-hand side, I have 1 Zn, 2 Cls, and 2 hydrogens. So let's go fix. Our Zns are happy. Okay, woohoo, they're happy. So we need to go fix our hydrogens. 1 times what gets me 2? I throw a 2 right here. I now have 2 hydrogens. But I also just messed up chlorines. I now have 2 chlorines. But look what I did. I actually fixed my chlorines at the same time. Okay, so notice how these guys are left blank. However, they're not really blank. That just means that I have 1 of each. I'd prefer that you fill them in with 1s. But again, it's one of those things where, do you see in math class that they write 1x? No, usually they just write 1. Let's try to find one with a polyatomic ion. Well, let's go to number 6. Okay. Because with polyatomic ions, you can do a few different things. So in terms of your grocery list, you can do lithium, chlorine, lead, and now since I see Pb right here, or NO3 right here, and NO3 right here, I can put in my grocery list the package NO3. And I'm going to, because it's so much easier to balance them. So I have 1 lithium, 1 chlorine, 1 lead, and 2 packages of NO3. On the right-hand side, I have 1 lithium, 1 nitrate, 1 lead, and 2 chlorines. Now, what I think is the easiest is to actually balance the nitrates first. So I need 2 over here, so I'm going to throw a 2 here. We come down here, I now have 2, but I also now have 2 lithiums. since I just messed up my lithiums, I'm going to go fix my lithiums on the left-hand side. So I need 2 lithiums. I'm going to throw 2 right there, which also gets me 2 chlorines, which look at that. I actually just fixed my chlorines. Okay, so this is just another way. I do prefer the little grocery list method. It's just an easy way for you to keep track of things.